Integration of simple algebraic functions. Integration is simply the reverse of differentiation. So it is telling us why did we differentiate before we got this. Now we use this sign for integration and elongated S for integration. It is also an operator. It tells us why did we differentiate to get this. So we knew that when we were having y equal x squared plus c and we differentiated it, the y the x gave us 2x. So if you see this sign on this, or if you see this operator on this, say integral of 2x dx, it is asking us that what function did we differentiate before we had 2x, and that is x squared plus c. Therefore, the integral of 2x dx, integral of 2x dx is equal to x squared plus c. We call this the constant of integration. We call the c the constant of integration, and the whole thing is called an indefinite integral because it has no boundaries of integration. In general, we have this rule for integration. If you have x to the power n and we are integrating it, then the rule is that add 1 to this power, so n plus 1, then divide by the result of the power. So add 1 to this power and divide by the result of the power, which will give us x exponent n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus the constant of integration. Then we have the definite integral. The definite integral is simply an integral with limits or boundaries. This is called the lower boundary and this is called the upper boundary. So it is the same thing. We integrate the function first, then we apply the limits. So we sub in the limit, so it is the substitution of upper limit minus the substitution of the lower limit. And the absolute value of this result gives us the area under the curve from A to B. Now let's take some examples from past questions. So you have the integral from 0 to 1 of 3 minus 3x squared all over x plus 1 dx. Now the trick is to simplify whatever is within the integral sign and the dx. That is what we call the integrand. So we factor 3 out to get 1 minus x squared into, so 1 minus x squared over x plus 1 dx. So now we use the difference of two squares over here. So we have 3 into 1 plus x into bracket 1 minus x. So 1 minus x bracket 1 plus s dx all over x plus 1. So this will cancel this, then we are left with integral from 0 to 1 of 3 minus 3x dx. Now the next thing we do is to integrate. So if you integrate 3, we get 3x, and if you integrate minus 3x, we get minus 3s squared over 2. Then from 0 to 1. So now we apply the limits, so we are going to get 3 into 1 minus 3 into 1 squared over 2, or 3 over 2 into 1 squared. Then minus, we sub in 0 over here, so we are going to get 3 into 0 minus 3 over 2 into 0 squared. 3 over 2 into 0 squared. Now we simplify further to obtain 3 minus 3 over 2 minus 0. So everything here will give us 0. Now 3 minus 3 over 2 will give us 3 over 2. 3 over 2, which is the same as one whole number 1 over 2. So the correct answer is option B. Now we have this one, so the rule again is to expand what is over there. So from negative 1 to 1 of x squared, if you expand this, you get x squared plus 2x, x squared plus 2x plus 1 dx. So we integrate term by term. If you integrate this, you are going to get x to the power 3 all over 3, then plus 2 times x squared over 2, then plus x. Now we are going to evaluate from negative 1 to 1. So this will be equal to, we have 1 over 3, 1 cube over 3 plus, this will cancel this, so we have 1 squared plus 1 into bracket negative 1 all squared. Negative 1 all cube, negative 1 all cube, then plus negative 1 squared, then plus negative 1. Now this will be equal to, this rather is negative 1 over 3. So if you simplify this, you are going to get 1 over 3 over here, then plus 1 plus 1 which is 2, then this will give us plus 1 over 3, because this will give us 0. So we are going to get plus 1 over 3. Now if you simplify this, 3 will go into 3 1 times 1, which is 1, then this will give us 6 plus 1. So the whole thing will give us 8 over 3. So the correct answer is option D. Correct answer is option D. We have the integral from 1 to 2 of s cubed minus 4 over s cubed ds. So the secret is to simplify what is over there. So we have s cubed over s cubed over s cubed minus 4 over s cubed. So we are going to split the denominator for them. So over 4 over s cubed, 4 over s cubed dx. Now we rewrite this as x cubed over s cubed will give us 1. So we have integral from 1 to 1 over 2 of 1 minus 4x to the power negative 3. We use the laws of indices to obtain that. Then this will further, we integrate now to obtain the integral of 1 is x. Then integrate this, it becomes 4 times x to the power negative 3 plus 1, which will give us negative 2. Negative 2 divided by negative 2. Now let's simplify this further. So it is from 1 to 1 over 2. We then simplify this further to obtain, this becomes x plus this will give us positive, because negative 4 over negative 2 give us plus 2. So x to the power 2. So we write the x to the power negative 2 as a positive index using the law of indices to obtain 2 over s squared from 1 to 1 over 2. Now we then plug in the limits. So we are going to get 1 minus the 1 plus 2 over 1 squared, then minus 1 over 2 plus 2 over 2 plus 2 over 1 over 2 over 1 over 2 squared. So we simplify this, you are going to get 3 over here, 3 minus 9.5. So give us 1 over 2 times 2 over 1 over 4, which is the same as 1 over 2 plus 8. So it is rather 3 minus 8.5. 3 minus 8.5. And this will give us negative 5.5. So the correct answer is option D, rather. Option D. So we have this one: if f prime of x equal 2, f prime of 1 equals 0, and f of 0 equal negative 8, find f of x. So f prime of x equal 2, we integrate both sides. So if you integrate f prime of x, you're going to get f prime of x. So we are integrating both sides with respect to x. So the x is equal to integral of 2 dx. Integral of 2 dx. So if you integrate f prime prime of x, we get f prime of x, and this will be equal to integral of 2 dx is the same as 2x plus c. So 2x plus c, which is a constant of integration. Now we sub in these values. So we have f prime of 1. F prime of 1 is equal to whatever we see x, we put 1. 2 times 1 plus c. So we know that f prime of 1 equals 0, so we have 2 plus c. So our c will be equal to negative 2. So we sub in this value over here. So to obtain f prime of x is equal to 2x minus 2. 2x minus 2. Now we integrate both sides of this function again. So we are going to get integral of f prime of x. So let's integrate this. So let's write it at a different place. So integral of this f prime of x dx is equal to the integral of 2x minus 2 dx. Now this will give us f of x. Integrate f prime of x, we get f of x, and it is equal to, this will give us 2 times x squared over 2, and this one will give us minus 2x plus another constant of integration. Now this will simplify. 2 over 2 will cancel, so this will cancel this. Now we are going to get our f prime of x to be equal to x squared minus 2x plus c. So we start in these values. F of 0 equal negative 8 over here. So f of 0 is equal to x squared. F of 0 equal to 0 squared minus 2 times 0 plus c. So we know that f of 0 is equal to negative 8. So we have negative 8 is equal to c. So our c equal negative 8. We plug in this function, this value of c into this function to obtain f of x equal x squared, then minus 2x plus minus 8. So that is the function.